Okay, so as like I have more than 14 years of experience. In past, I have worked with different MNCs like HCL, IBM, Fujitsu, and in these companies, I my work is always with the infrastructure administration. A little less of the scripting, but yes, most of the work which I did is basically around the infrastructure administration. In last, I would say 5 to 6 years, I am completely into the cloud technologies. I started my Azure cloud journey from I think it's 7 or 8 years ago, and since then I am completely into the Microsoft cloud services like Azure Cloud, DevOps, Terraform, AKS, Microsoft 365, etc. I have conducted multiple workshops and webinars, or you can say in short, it's a kind of training. Uh, these are the certifications which I have completed: AZ-104, 305, 700, 500, 400, and Terraform also. So yeah, I would say in last 5 to 6 years since when I started working in the cloud, I see there is a immense possibility or immense technical possibility to groom yourself, to develop yourself, and it requires us to have a study every day. Every day, I still study because cloud is basically a platform where companies are developing so fast, and every day, almost every alternate day, the companies like Microsoft, Google, Amazon, they are launching something new, some new features, or maybe they are, making the existing services or developing the existing services with the new one. So there are so much development is going around the cloud platform. And I really, sometimes I can say I was kind of like by God's grace, I got started into the cloud a little early, and I really feel like yes, cloud is something we all should know, especially when you are looking to have a good career in IT, especially IT support, infrastructure, operations, management, everything. So wherever you will go, you will find the word cloud nowadays by default. So yeah, in this training, I am going to focus. I'm just going to share the content, what we are going to learn, and then we'll have a discussion on that. So let me revise because there are so many things to learn. So it is. I'm not saying this because I want you guys to feel like okay, there are so many things to learn and you have not learned. Maybe it is not like that. There are when I say there are so many things to learn, it is a kind of exciting journey because once you start learning in cloud, so you have a different paths to follow. You have a different expertise to achieve. So as of now, I can see I may be wrong in future. I'm not sure, but as of now, from where I see the market, from where I see the companies working on it, the cloud is going to stay with us, or the study in the cloud or the work in the cloud is going to stay with us at least for next 15 years. So for next 15 years, I mean, of course, we have AI, but even if AI is not going to, AI is a little different from what we discuss as cloud. So cloud is going to stay here at least for minimum, I would say 15 years. Yeah, of course, anything can happen over the night. Any big invention or revolution come. That is a separate story. But yes, cloud is going to be there. And if we would like to have a good career, if we would like to have a stable career, cloud is something I would suggest everyone to learn. I'm not vocal about any kind of cloud. It's up to you guys. You can we can study Azure, AWS, Google, whatever you want. Yeah, the only benefit we have in the Azure is that most of the organizations where maybe you have already worked or but through your friends or through your colleagues, Most of them basically are in the Microsoft technology stack. So any organization which works in the Microsoft technologies, Azure is a very easy cloud to move from their infrastructure or on-premises or like Hyper-V or VMware to the Azure. So in this course, we are going to focus on basics so that we can have a complete kind of skeleton structure. So we know like, okay, from this is how the cloud looks like. This is what we need to work. And once we understand all that part, then of course you will be able to decide like what is the next topic or what is the next course you should take. So first module, we are going to discuss about what is cloud, and we are going to compare like what is the difference between cloud and the different cloud providers, and what is and how you guys can log in into your Azure portal. I'm going to help you on that part. So once we have a understanding on this part, we'll move to the Azure from the module 2, where we are going to understand the data center architecture, which is, in my view, one of the critical information which we all should know at a very basic level. Because when you go to the advanced level and when you try to visualize, like, okay, how things are basically looks like in the backend, you must need to have this kind of understanding, which is called data center architecture. Although when we are talking about the cloud, so we have no control over the data center. We cannot ask or we cannot even visualize or even see any kind of data center. So it is important to have understanding on that. Then we are going to talk about the virtual machine. So virtual machine is one of the key resource, I would say, which is basically the reason behind developing the cloud. So there are two reasons basically, or there are two services or resources basically which basically started the cloud journey for the companies. The one is virtual machine and the other is the storage account. So if you guys have remembered before cloud, when there was no cloud, we were all using, there is a service called Google Drive, or maybe there was a service we were using Dropbox. So basically that is the first, concept of the cloud, which means where we were simply saving our photos and files into the Google Drive, or we were saving our files into the Dropbox, and we were sharing with our colleague or our friends, right? But that concept itself, because we are not doing, we are not saving any our pictures on our actual drive. We were not knowing at that time where is my Google Drive, where Google is keeping my data and everything. But basically that concept is the basis of the cloud evolution. So that is the concept comes, and of course from that concept everything has started, and now we are into a very advanced stage of the cloud. So we are going to spend some time to learn virtual machines, which is one of the most key resources to learn the cloud. And in cloud, especially when we are talking about the Azure cloud, we only have two operating systems to work on. One is Windows, another is Linux. Yeah, in Linux, we can have multiple flavors, like we have SUSE, we have Ubuntu, we have Red Hat, we have CentOS, we have Oracle Linux, and Microsoft is keep adding because even now we have a Azure Linux also. So Linux and in Windows also we are going to have multiple flavors like Windows 2016, 2022, 2025, Windows 10 or 11. So these are the operating systems which is available. So we'll have a look what are the options. Then we'll discuss about the availability zone and availability set, which basically provides a kind of high availability at the infrastructure level, not at the OS level. We'll discuss that part, don't worry. And the last point, which I would like to, where I need your attention, which is hosting a website in Azure VM. So guys, Why this is really important, because nowadays when we talk about cloud, okay, everything is basically a kind of web application. Everything is available on web. So nowadays, whatever you use in your day-to-day life also, you either have a mobile app for them or you either have a website for them. So basically, it is also one of the biggest transition. So previously, I would say 15 years ago, the most of the developers or the applications were being developed with the concept to host on a servers or to run on machines. But nowadays, almost I would say more than 90% of the applications are being developed with the concept or with the point keep in mind to have a host on a website. Every application nowadays you will see there is a website version of that application, and that is good. So the website version of that application is one of the also uh, a very significant improvement in the application and environment. So I believe Ram, you deal with the application more. So I mean, nowadays this is also one of the reason from moving your Unix boxes to the Azure cloud, because there are might some challenges we have in the Unix boxes which is hosted in our infrastructure or data center to have a conversion of that application to a website application. But yeah, of course, we are not going into the development. We are not going to code here, but we are going to have a little understanding. Like as an admin, what is my job in hosting a website, right? This is what we are going to do. Then, of course, writing a website, coding or developing a website, maintaining a website is someone else's job to do that. But as an admin, what is your job to do? It is what we are going to learn here. Then we'll come to the module 3. And module 3 is again, this is where the actual, I would say, the learning of the cloud skeleton is going to start, because this is where everything is built. So we are going to talk about the network, how machines are communicating with each other, uh, how the networks are communicating with each other. In module 3 and 4, we are going to discuss about, like in module 3 is more about communication which we have within Azure. Like if in Azure, if you have 1,000 virtual machines or 1,000 resources, then how they are going to interact with each other. This is what we are going to learn in module 3. But module 4 is about how we are going to connect from outside world to our Azure, because Azure is absolutely running on a cloud. But if I would like to have a connectivity from my laptop to Azure machines, or from your office environment to your Azure machines, then how we are going to set up that, we are going to learn that part. Then we move towards module 5 and module 6. In module 5, we are going to spend time with the network security. I mean, of course, when we have a network, then nowadays every organization has two major concerns and two major important things. The one is network, the second one is data. So in the entire world, any organization is not a single organization is going to compromise on their security of their network and security of their data, because these are the two pillars. They would like, every organization is running on these two pillars in simple way. So nobody likes to compromise the security with with their network. So we are going to understand from an admin perspective. I'm not saying like we are going to be a security expert by learning this, but yes, from an admin's perspective, from an admin point of view, what is your job and how you can secure the traffic, how you can secure the network, we are going to learn in the module 5. Then we'll come to the module 6, which basically deals with the DNS and the load balancing. So this is a little advanced topic of the network. So once we have all the understanding, like how the inter-domain, intra-domain works, how we can secure the network, we will come to learning about the load balancing options. So load balancing is a little advanced, but yes, we are going to learn it. And it is one of the also very important service, because when we are working in a lab, we do not have actual load. But when you're going to work in a actual production, we are going to have a load where we are going to receive a lot of traffic. So if I'm developing a website, or if I'm hosting an application, or maybe if I'm doing something at my home or at my lab, then I might not face any challenges. But when you switch to the production mode or enterprise mode, you must have some considerations in your mind, like, okay, how it is going to run in the production. So load balancing is one of the key feature which is going to come into the play, and we need to learn about that. So we are going to spend time on learning load balancing. Then in module 7, we are going to talk about the storage accounts. So storage account, as I told you, like every organization is basically, very much concerned about their network and their data. So how we are going to keep our data in cloud? If our data is in cloud, then how we are going to access that data, how we can provide permission to that data so that who can access, who cannot access, how we are going to provide a time bound access. And if I'm going to save my data, then how I'm going to take the backup of that data, how I'm going to restore of that data. If anything goes wrong, then how I'm going to configure the backup in advance. If something is crashed, then how I'm going to retrieve the data from the backup. So all these kind of activities we are going to learn in module 7 and module 8. Basically, module 7 and 8 is all talking about the data. Okay, then we'll come to the module 9. So in module 9, what we are going to learn is that the new age of technology, and that is called platform as a service and then containerization. So you may have heard the word Docker and the AKS, or the PaaS services. So traditionally, what we are doing, and but now there is a concept of microservices. So in microservices, what world is doing, what are the options we have in Azure cloud, which this is where we are going to learn. We are going to learn about app services. We are going to learn about microservices, and we are going to learn about the container instances. So what is AKS, what is Docker? So these are the microservices. Again, I would say this is a little complex, but nothing to worry. Once we have completed all our previous chapters, then this module, we will be ready for this module. We are going to cover the basics of the containerization, because containerization and microservices are basically kind of different world together. They have their own, I would say, this. They have their own, I would say, infrastructure and their own complexities, right? So of course we'll come to that part later. And if you guys, I believe I remember Ravi or some Ram, you guys are talking about the DevOps. So yes, the DevOps comes into the picture here in the module 9. But yes, of course, we are not going to go to the DevOps. But once we have the understanding of the module 9, we have a little understanding of the DevOps also. And then we are on module 10, and module 10 is going to talk about the monitoring. So we discussed about the network, we discussed about the data, we discussed about the load balancing, we discussed about the infrastructure. Now we need to learn monitoring, which is one of the important aspects, because once you have everything running in the cloud, so it is not like you are going to keep opening every day and you are going to see, okay, how things are working. So you need to kind of help, which is going to alert you if something goes wrong. So for example, if your CPU utilization of your machine is more than running 90%, then there should be someone who needs to tell you, like, okay, boss, your CPU is running more than 90%. Your disk has a very low space. Then somebody should come and tell you, okay, boss, your disk is running with a very low space and all. So these things are basically we are going to cover into this monitoring section, like how we can configure the monitoring so that we can get alert what is happening in our infrastructure. Then we are going to talk about module 11, 12. So module 11 is talking about the identity and access management. So it is not a new. You must have heard there is a word called Active Directory, but nowadays it is in Microsoft. It is nowadays called Entra ID. So we are going to discuss about the Entra ID, how things are in Azure, and how we are going to create users and how we are going to create, you know, this groups and say, how we are going to provide the access. So these are the things we are going to cover in this module. However, this AD itself is a big, topic to discuss because there are Microsoft has developed so much things inside the AD. So it itself has a very long, topics to discuss, but we cannot go into that detail. We'll have a basic understanding according to this. Then in module 12, we will talk about the policies and initiatives like policies, basically organization level policy, how we are going to implement those policy. This is what we are going to learn in module 12. So this Azure policy is a new segment, altogether. So we need to have a understanding on that. I'll explain that once, and we also see how the policies are being implemented. But this is completely new. This is completely new to the Azure also. So these are the, and then of course we are going to complete our this particular course. So guys, I have designed this course, based on my experience and the work which is basically happening in Azure cloud in enterprise environment. So when you are going to have an enterprise environment where you are going to actually work, so these are the work which you are going to do. And these topics, understanding of these topics are going to help you to clear your interview. I am not saying like this is something which will, make you aware of each and everything, because that would be a wrong message to send, or that would be a wrong thing to say. But yes, once you have the understanding of this course, I'm not promising a lot of big big words, but yes, all I know, like Azure or cloud learning is a continuous learning. You have to spend time almost every day, at least 30 minutes or 1 hour, if you really would like to excel in the cloud journey. And there are a lot of things to learn. Each and everything has their own, depth to learn. But yes, this course is going to give you a kind of understanding, a guide or roadmap. Like, okay, this is what I know already. Now I need to, move ahead and learn something else and learn something else. So that is how you are going to understand. So if you have not worked in the Azure cloud, I would, strongly suggest you guys to start with these topics so that you can have a clear understanding. Okay, this is how the companies are working in real life. And of course, there is no end of the learning, so everything is itself. But yes, this is we will give you a good start. And if you are interested, if you are, I would say, if you are ready to invest your time, then you are really going to have a very good cloud understanding. And once you have the knowledge, then clearing interview or joining another project is hardly matters. So that's not an issue. So that's all from my end, guys. I think if everything is well settled, then from tomorrow we can start. Yeah, please discuss with your visual with all your other queries with the Visualpath. Then I think we are good to wrap it up for today, guys.